Hey guys, so I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for approximately 20 hours so far. I got my copy yesterday morning, 3 days before the actual release date. I'd like to lie and say something cool like Warhorse sees me as a YouTuber that they love and admire, so they've given me a copy early, but the truth is it just got delivered early by accident. Praise God. So I got the game Saturday morning and I have played it non-stop. I've avoided family, friends, food and all of life's other distractions. And the only thing that has stopped me from playing it is making this video right now. If you know my channel, you'll know that I loved Kingdom Come Deliverance and I did a full video dedicated to it here. I've also done a few Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 videos highlighting why I think this game is going to rock the gaming industry. Having played it for almost an entire day, I can confirm that it definitely will, but also, it is everything that we ever wanted. We have better writing, graphics, user interface, the AI is better, the music's even improved, and the world map is obviously huge. It is the same game as the first, but just cranked up in every way possible. This game might be available to all, but it is a game for fans of the first. Warhorse have made zero attempts to cater to a new audience. The struggle is still there, the difficulty's present, and every character will say, "God be with you," as we have come to expect. So this isn't my official review video, as I need to put more time into it. I'm making this for fans of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. I want to give you my first impressions of the game and answer any questions that you have. So on that note, if you do have any questions about the game, post it in the comments. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can. This video is a little bit on the fly, I'm just sort of winging it, but I'm just so excited to talk about it, so sorry if it comes across as a bit all over the place. Also, if you are new here, please do consider subscribing. We need less than 50 subscribers to get to 10,000. Also, I'm going to be as spoiler-free as possible, but I'm warning you now, if you want a complete spoiler-free experience, maybe best wait till after the game releases. I promise I won't spoil too much of anything, but I don't want no problems. So, first of all, I want to start with the writing. The writing in this one is a huge step up from the first. The story is more engaging, and the cutscenes are far more present. In the first game, cutscenes were quite rare, but once you're in the story of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you are treated to a lot of them. The character interactions are a lot more realistic too. So in the first game, conversations could sometimes feel a bit disjointed, as in there was no chemistry between Henry and the NPC he was talking to. The voice acting was okay, but provided by a very small team. A lot of them sounded the same. A lot of the NPCs also looked similar to one another. I can confidently say that this has been addressed. First of all, I've laughed out loud about 10 times just in the first few hours. It's very funny and witty, and the banter between Henry and Hans was at its peak right at the very start. The voice acting is much more believable, and you really feel that these are all actual people. They look different, they sound different, and they have so much to say now. I've run into many random NPCs who don't really provide a reason for me to stop and say hello, but once I did, I was pleasantly surprised how much they had to say. Speaking to NPCs unlocks new tricks, it levels up stats, it marks points of interest on your maps, including landmarks and potential new quests. It teaches you a lot, and you can even get quests. So a lot of the side quests will have a marker on them so you can go and find them, but you should just speak to everybody because a lot of them just have side quests but they're not plainly pointed out. It really pays off to speak to everyone. Also, when you ask the questions, you actually want to hear the answers. Some games you can ask loads of questions, but you don't really bother listening to the answers. It just feels like it's boring, but in this game, the writing and voice acting is so strong that you will generally find yourself wanting to ask every question and listen to the answers. You'll be rewarded. In Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, sometimes the NPCs appeared a little rigid, but I can confirm that this has been greatly improved here. The story is up to the standards of the Father Godwin story in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Also, every side quest I have completed so far is very detailed and very long. It has multiple ways to play out based on your decision. I have not yet accepted a side quest and it's turned into a fetch quest. They all seem to have good, long, interesting stories. So overall, the writing, voice acting, character designs have all been improved. Now, just to speak about the open world, just FYI, the prologue took a lot of hours to complete, so it's like a huge introduction. I think it's a longer introduction than the first game, but once you get into the open world, basically you can imagine the map from Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. It's the same sort of layout with towns, mills, and landmarks spread out all over the grassy countryside, obviously in a much better graphical setup. Now, there have been a lot of questions about how Henry would start out the game. One of the biggest appeals about Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 was its concept of starting as a useless peasant and then working hard in order to improve. This either put people off the game completely, or it got them hooked. One of my big concerns was that Warhorse would potentially make the game easier in order to appeal to like a larger audience. Well, I can safely say that this is not the case and it is as hard as the first game, if not harder. Once you get into the open world, you are literally dropped there alone, starting with nothing. You have not a single penny, no horse, no dog, no food, and for story-related reasons, most of your skills start at 0. You literally have nowhere to sleep and you can't even afford a room at the inn. It is a far more brutal opening than the first game. Naturally, at this point in the game, it is up to players to decide like how they want to approach it, go anywhere, do anything. The graphics are incredible and it's easily one of the best looking games ever made. The forests are incredibly dense, and the attention to detail here has been matched from the first. One of the things that amazed me about the first game, when you go explore the forests or the pathways or anywhere really, everything from the streams, the placement of the rocks, like branches, it's really hard to explain, but it's all done like manually. None of it feels like a video game. It feels like they took an actual scene of nature and put it into the game, like in every centimeter, and basically it's here again. But the game is definitely up there as one of the best looking, and it will set some standards in the concept of the open worlds going forward. You have wild animals running around, like just interacting with the environment. You have NPCs going about their day-to-day activities. Like the AI is even smarter in this game than the first. So if you start to get up to no good, you will be punished and you will be remembered. You can be sent to the stockades, you can be branded, or you can even be hung if you do something that bad. But the game starts so well because that feeling of being a nobody is at its peak here. I went around at the start just asking people for advice and for help, but because I'd just come out of the stockades, everybody looked down on me and was actually really rude. Like, I felt like a beggar, an inconvenience. I had dirt all over me, I was wearing nothing but a pair of shorts, and I was getting no help. The story from the first game is briefly covered, but in a humorous way. They literally summarize the plot in a brief chat, and they almost break the fourth wall with some comedy. Something like, it would take far too long to explain how this and this happened. Later on, there are some flashbacks which explain what happened in the first game, but you don't need to have played the first game to play this one, but it certainly would help. To me, the writers have written this for fans who did finish the first game. There's no annoying, hey, let's just recap everything. There's none of that. It's literally straight into it. Now, let's just talk about combat. I had the chance to really test this out, and if you loved the first game, well, you're going to be absolutely made up here. It plays exactly the same, but everything has just been made more cleaner. So battles flow more seamlessly now, and you feel more engaged. If you were good at the first game, then you'll be right at home here. An early part of the game, you will get a chance to fire a crossbow, and that did seem a lot easier than using a bow in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, but it was in the prologue, so it may be harder later on. At the early part of the game, you will hear tell of a combat trainer called the Tomcat who you can visit. This is basically Bernard of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So players can go and train there anytime, practice their swords, learn new techniques. Unfortunately, I think my game is glitched as I can't progress it at the moment, but hopefully that'll get patched. But combat is hard at the start. Now, I've gotten into about 20 fights so far and I've lost 18 of them. Like, dead. And because the game starts you off with no money or skills, saving is hard too. I didn't have any savior snaps and I couldn't afford a bed, so I constantly had to reload in order to carry on. I started trying to avoid combat as it was just too difficult for my basic starting Henry. I actually have a funny story to tell which does contain one minor spoiler. So, at the start of the game, you end up in someone's home who looks after you for an entire day, and then you're basically spat out to the world. I was doing a side quest, and then basically I got in a fight with a bandit, and me and this bandit got into it, and I managed to beat him, but my health was like nothing. I was like bloodied up, and I was just hanging on for dear life, and I was like, I really need to sleep. My guy is starving, he's tired, he's barely hanging in there, and I'm like, I'll go to that house that I stayed at in the beginning. So I went in there, just went past the person, and I went and laid down in the bed. Anyway, they woke me up, and they're like, hey, you can't be in here, you can't sleep on this bed. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm just trying to get some sleep, my Henry is barely surviving. They said they were going to get the guard. There are a few ways, by the way, of which you can handle dealing with these. You can try and talk your way out of it, you can bribe them, there's loads more role-playing aspects, but basically I tried to talk her out of it, but she didn't listen, and she went to tell the guards, and then I went back to bed. Guard came and got me. I tried to bribe him, but I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough charisma because I was too tired. And basically I ended up slammed in the stockades again. So the game is incredibly amazing in terms of its role-playing, but it's extremely difficult at the beginning as you're obviously useless at everything and you have no money. But I just thought that was a funny story about me. Like, can you imagine just coming home, someone's laying in your bed just bleeding everywhere? But I guess what I'm trying to say is that the game is Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 but enhanced. The world is even larger, it is more detailed, and it has much better graphics. The quests are more in volume, and the stories and characters within them are improved. As well as the choices and different outcomes, there's more of that as well. The main story is longer and the stakes are higher. It plays out like a movie. It looks like a AAA video game now. There are more skills to learn, more things to perfect. There's more weapon types, the AI is more intelligent, and there are many more role-playing options too. I won't go over them too much, I really don't want to spoil it for you, but the game will explain it early up front. You'll know exactly all the different skills. There are definitely consequences to your actions, and townsfolk remember who you are. I started from the first town, I needed money, so I decided let me get around, rob everybody, as that's what I did in the first one. Let's just say me and that town don't get along already. I've only been playing it for a certain amount of time. Look, I do want to do a longer video with a more detailed review soon, but I just wanted to get this video out as soon as possible, just to get a message to fans of the first game. This is your game. This was made by Warhorse for the true fans. Now they have improved the user interface and everything like that, it's a lot cleaner, but they have not changed anything that fans loved about the first. Recently there's been huge talk online about how this game is woke. I mean, everything is nowadays, right? Well, I just want to say I saw nothing like that in the first 20 hours. It is Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, just improved in every way. One of the biggest fears that a fan of a game can have is that once a studio becomes successful, it can change its formula in order to appeal to a mass audience and increase sales. So, I mean, look at Dragon Age: The Veilguard. This was a series that originally had a lot of depth and it appealed to a certain type of fan, the RPG fan. BioWare then changed their model to something totally different in order to appeal to a broader audience. It played like a battle royale, it was a quick action-packed game. Basically, it went to try and be loved by every type of gamer. It failed as it didn't try to appeal to its true fans, it had lost its identity. So when Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was announced, I did wonder if they would change some things to make it more user-friendly, to get mass appeal. A lot of people did complain that Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 was too difficult, too grindy, and that the mechanics were too difficult. It was too realistic, because you had to sleep, you had to eat, fast travel wasn't easy. They hoped that the second game would scrap all of that and make it easier for everyone to play. Well, I'm happy to say that this is not the case. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is exactly the game that fans from the first would remember. Just to give you an idea, I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 for 500 hours. I was a master in that game, at everything. When I started this game, I assumed I'd be able to beat everything easily. Not the case. I have died almost in every battle, and those that I have won, I have come out looking like a zombie. It is a tough game, but that's how it should be. For those people who didn't like Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, but you're considering giving this one a try, it's important that you understand something. This game is meant to be hard. It is the equivalent of starting with nothing with 0 skills. If you went into a medieval setting right now with no training, chances are you would lose every battle. But if you took your time and you went to train and practice and hone your skills in combat and defense, you would improve over time. If you trained every day for weeks, you would become a master, and that is basically what the concept of Kingdom Come Deliverance is about. It's about working hard to become the best. The concept of starting weak, broke, and struggling in every skill, and then you dedicate time to each craft until you become the master. You have to feel the pain from the struggle in order to appreciate the rise. So best believe this game may frustrate you, but it'll be worth it. For my fellow Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 fans, you can rejoice. This game is exactly what you will have hoped it is. I'm not going to say too much more now, but just know Warhorse have made this game for you. It is Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 with improved graphics, better writing, better AI, even the music is the same but it's been enhanced to be even more enjoyable. It's a bigger map, the quests are better. Basically, it is the same game, everything you love, just improved in every way possible. I'm going to go back and play it now, and like I said at the start of the video, if you do have any burning questions, let me know and I will answer them. I'm so happy because this is the game that dedicated fans of the first will have wanted. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on it, and I will be dropping more detailed videos on this game in the very near future. But anyway, that is it for this one, but let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you are new here, please consider subscribing. Sorry if this video was a little bit disjointed, all over the place. I have a lot further to go in the game before I'm able to give it a full analysis and review, but guys, if you're excited about it and you enjoyed the first game, just know it's everything you ever wanted. Anyway, I'm Mav Gaming, where we do video game analysis, identifying what makes great games great and what could make good games great as well. Thanks for watching as always. Av out.